Hey guys, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I want to talk about two main issues. One about President Trump's um, his take on the gun control issue, and two about Talib and Omar and Israel. Okay. First, I'll talk about Trump and the gun issue. Trump is correct when he says it's not the gun that pulls the trigger, it's the person holding the gun that pulls the trigger. And I've said this all the time. If you don't have a gun, you could use other things. The point is, if someone wants to hurt others, they will find a way of doing it. You take the gun away, they'll grab another weapon. They'll grab another tool to use as a weapon. Okay, you deny a gun, he'll get a baseball bat, or he'll get, I don't know, anything else. He could take a pen. He could take, a hammer. There's so many tools that could be used as weapons. So, about the gun control debate, the NRA is correct. President Trump is correct. The gun is not the problem. It's the person holding the gun. Whether or not he chooses to pull the trigger, that's what happens. The gun will still be at ready until he pulls the trigger, and then the gun will work. So, because you can hold a gun and not pull the trigger. Okay, everybody's got a choice. So, now, I just saw on Fox News about how I guess what was it, a few days ago or a week ago, that President Trump was in support of extensive background checks. And recently he's making a huge case about mental health. And they were debating on the couch about where is his stance. Is his stance on extensive background checks, or is it a mental health issue? Because he talked a lot about extensive background checks last week. This week he's talking about mental health issue. Is he flip-flopping? No. Who says that they both can't be a combined policy or idea? Okay. Why should extensive background checks and mental health be separate? Why should they be separate? Are they opposing that if you're talking about extensive background checks, you cannot be talking about mental health? Or if you're talking about mental health, you cannot be talking about extensive background checks? This is wrong. This is not even probable. They're not mutually exclusive. They can be combined. Anytime you come up with an idea, you'll come up with little ideas. One day you might think of this, another day you might think of that, and on the third day you can think of something totally different. And then when you think about it, you can put it all together and create a very thorough and full idea. You can take little ideas and combine them to create a wonderful idea, a grand idea. Okay, so I turned the TV off at this point, basically because it's simple. It's not a this or that. It can be combined. It can be combined, and if you combine two good ideas, you can create a pretty damn good one. You can come up with a fantastic idea. If you have one little good idea and another little good idea, and you put those little good ideas together, you can come up with a great idea, a wow idea, a fantastic idea. So, I just want to talk about this briefly. that extensive background checks, yes. Concentrate on mental health, yes. Combine them. Combine them. There is nothing that says you cannot combine these two ideas. Nothing. Nothing says you cannot, under any circumstances, combine these two ideas to create a better idea, a bigger idea. So, one good little idea, two little good ideas together make a great idea. Wow, that's a great idea. So they can work together. Extensive background checks and concentrate on mental health. And you got a fantastic idea. So Trump did not contradict himself or is changing his focus. He's just putting all the ducks in a row, and he's just saying, okay, this, and this. And I thought about this today. I thought about this yesterday. Who knows? I might think of something else tomorrow. Because so far I got ideas 1 and 2, and so far ideas 1 and 2 combined makes a great idea. And then maybe tomorrow I might think of a great idea and then combine that onto it, and it's now 3 ideas. 3 ideas, and they're wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, that's that. Now, about Talib and Omar and Israel. Now, they want to boycott Israel, and they've been very outspoken of being anti-Semitic. And she first wants to visit her grandmother. Israel said no at first. And then Israel said, okay, you can visit if you do not work against the state of Israel. And then she says, oh, under these circumstances, oh hell, I'm not going now. I'm not going now. You're going to restrict me and keep my mouth shut. Well, think about it. Somebody wants to visit the United States, and this person who wants to visit the United States has been very vocal, extremely vocal, in seeing the destruction of the country. Would you let that person into your country? Okay, I'll give you a better one. Somebody wants to visit your house, and before they want to visit your house, they have been talking non-stop about blowing up your house, burning it down. Okay? They don't want you to live there. And so they want to firebomb the house, they want to burn it down, shoot out the windows, whatever, right? And they've been very vocal about that. This is your house. This is your house they're attacking. And they said, man, this person really hates my house. They want to see my house destroyed. And then she says, I want to visit your house. Would you let that person visit your house? The person who wants to see it destroyed. Will you let that person who wants to see your house destroyed to visit your house? To visit you in your house? That person wants to see your house destroyed. Do you let that person visit? I wouldn't let that person visit. If someone wants to burn down my house and then she says she wants to visit me in my house, I said, hell no, you ain't visiting me. You ain't coming nowhere near my house. If you want to see my house destroyed, you are not going anywhere near my house. I turned down your request to visit. If you want to see my house burned down, you will not visit me in my house. So how is that any different than what Israel just said? You can visit, but you cannot work at tearing it down. We would be suicidal if we were to do that. To let somebody who wants the country destroyed and wiped off the map, hell, you ain't gonna visit. And then she turns around and says, "Oh, you know what? Then I'm not coming." Ah, then we know the real reason for your visit, because they were saying that she was saying that we were saying that her need to destroy Israel was more important than visiting her grandmother, because she now turned it down. She turned it down, which was very telling. So her claims, "Oh, I'm being silenced," and this, that, and the other. Oh, come on. Do you think we're all stupid? You think we don't see this or see through it? You just revealed your true intentions by you turning down the invitation. You just revealed your true intentions, which was you were coming to visit your grandmother. That was a ruse. That was a ruse. That was a lie. That was a ruse. That was like the Trojan horse. Right? It's so obvious. And it's so sad that she has no idea how obvious her turning down the offer is. And it was not just turning down the offer. She gave a reason for turning down the offer. She's turning down the offer because Israel said, put a condition on her visit. You can visit if it is exclusively to visit your grandmother and not to say anything or do anything against the state of Israel. And when they put it to her like that, they said, "Oh, and I changed my mind. I'm not going." We were right. We were right to turn down your request to begin with, because we suspected that of your real reason for visiting Israel. And then she said, "Well, that's not the real reason. The real reason is I want to visit my grandmother." So I said, "Okay, then you have to limit your trip to Israel to visit your grandmother and nothing else. You cannot say anything else about boycotting or destruction of Israel. You can't say any of that. You have to, if the reason for your trip, and you keep saying this, is to visit your grandmother, then that is the only condition for your visit." "Oh, well, then I'm not going." So basically, she just revealed her true intentions by refusing to go. It was we were right. We were right for denying you in the first place, because we suspected why you wanted to come. And you first denied that was the reason, but later on, by you turning down the conditional offer, you just confirmed what we believed, which was you're not there, you're not coming to visit your grandmother, you're really there to do more political assassination against the state of Israel. So it's like, I tell you, they're getting so more and more obvious. It's like, oh my God, why don't you put a red R on your forehead? You know? So anyway, that's basically what I wanted to say about that. That Israel was correct, and so is Trump, for refusing her request to visit, because that was the true reason. By turning down the offer with conditions, which, if they were her true intentions, she would have said, "Thank you, I appreciate that." But she didn't do that. She said, "Oh, I'm not going now because you're trying to silence me." What is trying to silence? I'm not trying to silence you. You express your case that you're there to visit your grandmother and you love your grandmother and you want your grandmother to see you, and this was the main reason. So why should it matter if you're not going to talk against the state of Israel, if you're really going to visit your grandmother and for all the reasons you expressed? Then you would have said, "Okay, thank you, I appreciate that." If she really wanted to visit her grandmother and it was for no other reason, she would have breathed a sigh of relief. "Oh, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me that you want me, that you're allowing me to visit my grandmother. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it." But she didn't say that. She says, "Oh, I'm not going to go. Now I refuse your offer because you're silencing me. You're trying to silence me. I thought you wanted to visit your grandmother." "Oh, don't talk about that. You're trying to silence me. It's got nothing to do with that." Don't sound like you really want to visit your grandmother, does it? No, if you're going to create an argument about silencing you, when you're trying to argue the point that you want to visit your grandmother, and then they're finally given the right and the freedom to visit your grandmother that you fought so hard for, you were not appreciative, you weren't thankful, you weren't, that doesn't sound like a person who really wanted to visit their grandmother. And it sounded like a plot. It was like a ruse. It was a political ploy, to reveal her true intentions. Because heck, if I wanted to visit a member of my family, and I was originally denied, and then I fought against it, I said, please let me visit, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, all right, we will let you visit, but on certain conditions. What are the conditions? A, B, C, and D. Okay, I can, no, that's fine. I don't care about that. I don't care about that because I want to visit my grandmother. That is very important to me. Because my grandmother's getting old and I want to visit her. So yeah, I don't care about all that other stuff. Thank you so much for letting me visit my grandmother. I really appreciate it. I owe you one. But she didn't say that, did she? Nope. So that goes to show really who she's all about and what is behind this whole thing. And now they want, and here's the third thing I wasn't planning on talking about, but it's really interesting that, now, the gun issue aside, it's this and about the Democrats wanting to destroy the economy so that Trump would not get elected or reelected, or it would destroy him. Because they said a lot of times they're praying for a recession, they're hoping for a recession, so it would make Trump look bad. And they've said it. The Democrats have said that. And I find it quite interesting about the timing of this. They're desperate. They're so desperate. They're now praying for a recession. That's how desperate they've become. Because The Russian collusion delusion failed. The obstruction of justice failed. The Mueller report failed. Mueller's testimony failed. Impeachment failed. So they said that we got to get rid of the booming economy. Let's destroy the economy because we can't think of anything else to get Trump out of there. So they're panicking and they're desperate. And they want to hurt him by hurting the country. It's just so sad. Oh, boy, I wouldn't want to be a Democrat. That's a miserable existence to have that much hate in your heart. Hate for your country, hate for the president. Hate for the president's bad enough, but hate for the country, hate for your neighbors, to have all that hatred, that's a miserable existence. I can't see how you can live like that. It's terrible and very sad. So now they're wanting to destroy the economy. Okay, what's next? And when that fails, or your actions are starting to become so apparent, what's the next ploy you're going to try? I know they're trying to hurt Israel's reputation with us or something like that, because of this whole visiting the grandmother business. And it's right before election too. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this was strategically planned, or they're now run out of ideas on how to get rid of Trump, that they're coming up with other ideas. They're becoming very, very transparent and obvious. Because I think the timing is rather suspect. And about the other thing I was talking about before, about how come you didn't talk about that ahead of time, months ago, because that was really serious charge, because they were counting on Russian collusion, delusion, obstruction, Mueller, everything. They were putting all their eggs into one basket, and when that was a nothing burger, nothing was in there, they became desperate. Now they're coming up with other ideas, other false ideas, other accusations. So, anyway, that's all I want to talk about. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. And we'll talk about something fun next time. Okay, thanks.